Today, we're talking about how to take action from the future. This is a theme I've been bringing up from time to time here with now Pluto in Aquarius. Very different vibe than we had from 2008 until briefly last year. And now, since January 20th, we now have Pluto in Aquarius. So, just a different vibe that we are in, different soup we're swimming in. There's the air is different, the energy is different, something is different, right? It's not like super tangible or anything you can just put your finger on, but there's this general feeling of things not being quite the same as they were. And part of that is that we're not grounded in the past anymore. Pluto in Aquarius is bringing us into future-oriented thinking. So whereas when Capricorn was, or Pluto was in Capricorn, for, the last however many years was that, 15, 16 years, we had a focus on getting, like, why can't things be, the good old days back to, some of those phrases that I won't mention, but right, like hearkening to the past, the way things were back when everything was nice and comfy and worked the way it was supposed to, even though it may not have felt that way in the past, right? But we have this feeling that it must have been safe or comfortable or something. Why can't it just be that way again? That's Pluto in Capricorn. Now with Pluto in Aquarius, we are asked to shift our thinking to focus forward, right? To think more about what's coming than where we've been. I'm Marina Orms here with your Astro Vibe for Tuesday, February 13th. Today, the moon is in Aries. Second day, it's in Aries. Yesterday, it went into Aries in the morning. So that Aries moon is taking us into a need to move, right? The moon is the mood of the day, right? So it's like it changes quickly. It gives us kind of the vibe. And the mood of the day today is built around action. So there's a need to move, a need to do something. And again, we want to make sure that we're staying grounded in what's important to us so that when we take those actions, we're clear about why we're taking them, or at least knowing that even though it might not feel like a comfortable thing to do, that we're doing it because it is in alignment with our intentions. So even if we're not sure like what results it's going to bring, how it's all going to work out, is this the right choice? Don't get hung up on, is this the right choice? Instead, think about, here's what's important to me. Here's what I'm feeling like I need to do, and then take that action, because they're probably connected, right? Like your impulse to do something is in alignment with the things you want to create in your life. And when you know what those things are, again, you don't have to know exactly what it's going to look like, or whether you could deserve it or have it or any of those things. You're just tapping into, this is what I want. This is what feels important to me. And even better if you can say why. Because it makes me feel supported, because it helps me connect with people I love. The why is really the deeper reason for your intentions. So ask yourself what you want, but not just what you want, but why you want that. And then when you're grounded in that, when you're reminding yourself of those intentions, now you get an impulse to act. And where is that impulse coming from? It's coming from the future. It's coming from that thing that you want to create. And it shows up in the here and now, because it's saying, hey, you said you wanted that thing. So guess what? Here's what you need to do. And you may not, again, this is not Capricorn. We're not in Capricorn anymore, Dorothy. We are in this realm of future focus, future vision. So when you are clear about what that intention is, then you have to trust. You have to trust what shows up and follow your impulse. But again, when you've stated your intention, then your impulse is aligned with that intention. If you are not stating your intention or connecting with what feels important to you, right? It doesn't have to be written out in words, but it does have to be something that you take a moment to go, okay, this is what I really want. I'm going to feel that in my body. Like maybe it feels scary to want that thing, but when you want it, you're really connecting with what you're becoming. What you want to become is calling you forward. So now when you are grounded in and remember what that intention is, the impulse to act will show up in the present moment saying, I think you need to call that person. Or, maybe you should go check the mail right now. Or you need to schedule that appointment or do that thing that's been sitting on your to-do list for a while. It's time to do it. Right? And you don't know why. That's the whole point. You're letting go of knowing why. When Pluto was in Capricorn, we knew all the steps and how you get from point A to point B, and it's all logical and practical. Aquarius with Pluto in Aquarius is different. It's just going to say, nope, you got to listen and you got to act in the spirit of what it is you are trying to create. And when you do so, you're in alignment with that future. That means you're already creating that future. We don't know what it's going to be yet, but we're on the path to get there. This is the journey. This is what we are learning how to do, how to align with change, how to be who we truly are. Okay. So I jumped in with that. We have that moon in Aries today, again, bringing up themes of action, courage, needing to move, do things. And then last night we had Mars going into Aquarius. So again, underscoring this idea of taking action in the present moment, but making those actions from the place of what you want to create. So in other words, it's not necessarily following the logic that you used to use. I'm going to do this because it's smart, because it's practical, because it's the way I do things. Whatever the reason was, it was probably based in something you figured out from the way things went before, right? The past. So this is about learning how to take action from what our authentic truth wants us to become, and listening to that and responding to that, even when it doesn't feel comfortable or familiar, or we don't understand it or know why it is that way. When we can take action from that, we are creating that future. So Mars in Aquarius also passing by Pluto, activating that Plutonian energy, getting to a deeper truth, tapping into our power, right? Pluto is power. And right now, and for the next 20 years, our power is coming from the future. Okay, we're going to talk more about that. I'll be talking about that for the next 20 years. Anyway, we're at the very beginning of it. And this is what it looks like. So if you notice things in your life changing, not feeling familiar, you're being asked to do things differently, to feel things differently, to respond differently, that's all part of it. So if you're in a place that feels shaky or unstable or like the unknown, that's where you're supposed to be. All right. Very good. So remember your intentions. That's going to help ground you and keep you being who you need to be. That's it for today. So tomorrow the moon goes into Taurus. We'll talk more about that and how it all ties in with Valentine's Day and how love and pleasure and experiencing the good things, the gifts life has to offer, all fits together with the energy of Valentine's Day. So I will see you then with more astrology for unshakable self-care. I'm Marina Orms. Thank you for being here. Thank you for subscribing, and check out my website, astrologyheals.com. There is a special offer for a discount on your first session. And there's lots of different ways to work with me. So go check it out, astrologyheals.com. Thanks again for subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.